Hello, it's Gem Games here once again, and in this video we're going to create the power-up spawner, and also we are going to add it to our game. So yeah, let's get started. First we want to go to the Gem Endless Runner, and here we want to close everything else than the spawn obstacles, and we want to create a new function called spawn power ups. Okay, here what we want to do, we want to add a few inputs. The first one will be called force spawn, and it will be type boolean. The next one will be called spawn after location, and that will be type float. The next one will be called power up spawn chance, and this percentage mark. And the next one will be called select power up, and it will be boolean. And the next one will be power up index, and it will be type integer. Okay, so we can use the force spawn to like force it to spawn a power up, even if we haven't passed the tile limit that we will set. And this will be the location that it will spawn after or before or something, like where it will spawn. This will be the chance. This will be if we want to spawn a certain power up, like if we want to select the power up, we will have to set this to true, and here we will have to set the power up that we wanted to select. Okay, so let's continue. So the next thing what we want to do is we want to create a new variable. This will be called power up already spawned. Okay. Now we want to get it to here, and we want to check or make it not boolean, and we want to add a branch. So we want to check if the power up is not already spawned. Okay. And if it's not, then we want to add a branch. And we want to right click and get the force spawn, which is this input here. Next, let's do the false. So here on the false, let's add yet another branch. And the condition here will be, we want to check if our distance from the last power up is greater than the minimum distance. So let's create the variables for them. So first variable will be called power up distance from last, something like that. And let's make it type integer. And the next variable will be called power up minimum distance or something like that. Now let's compile and save, and now let's make the minimum distance to be like 10. You can obviously make it whatever you want, but 10 is good for me. And now what we want to check here is if the distance from last is greater or equal to the minimum distance. Okay, like that. And from the true, we want to add yet another branch. And here we want to get the power up spawn chance. Okay, let's move this even further. Here we want to check if this is greater or equal to, and from here we want to get random float in range. And this will be between 0 and 100. Oh, not 1000, 100. Okay. Also, one thing that I noticed is we want to fix one thing from the last video. So let's go to the spawn coins after obstacle. And here, where we check this spawn chance on the start, we want to change this to greater or equal. So spawn chance greater equal, like this. Okay, because otherwise, when we set it to this to 100%, and this will randomly, if it gets to that 100, then it will be not greater, it will be equal. And when it was only greater, this node was greater, then we would go to the false, even though we have set the percentage to be 100. So that's the reason why we wanted to change this. Now let's compile and save all just to be sure, and let's close these spawn coins after obstacle. And here, what we want to do next is we want to get a switch on integer from the true. Now let's go back to here for spawn, and let's connect it also to here. Now let's add reroutes to here and move them up here. So this will skip all these chance thing. Also the check if the distance is greater than the minimum distance. So this will make it always spawn it if you want to spawn a power-up after a certain obstacle, always. This will make it possible. Now, here, switch on int. What we want to do, we want to first get a select node, select integer. And here we want to get from this pick a, select power up. We want to check if we are selecting the power up. Okay. And if we are, we want to get from the A. This will be the power up index, which is also the input here. And if we are not selecting the power up, then we want to get random integer in range. And now we can just set this to minimum be 0 and max to be the amount of power-ups that we have on our game. So now we have 2, so it will be between 0 and 1. So it's total 2 indexes. Now let's add those 2 pins. 1, 2. Okay. And here what we want to do next is we can actually copy all this from the spawn coins after obstacles. So let's go there. Coin spawner from here. Let's go to... No. I'm stupid, sorry. Spawn obstacles. Yeah, here. You have all these codes here. So let's copy all these. Let's go to the spawn power-ups. And from this 0, let's leave some space and move it, paste it there and move it there. Like that. Let's move it even further. And let's check that it's aligned correctly, like this. Now, let's check that everything is correct. Obstacle spawn point, relative location, and base style ref. Now we want to click on this, and we want to change this to be coin magnet. Okay. And now a few things that we want to do here. We have this obstacle lane location. We don't have to change anything there. But here on the X, what we want to do, let's move this a little bit lower. And let's get from the X the spawn after location. And also, what I want to do now, before I forget it, let's compile and save. And let's go to the start. And let's click on this. Let's open the spawn after location, and let's make the default value 300. Okay, now let's go back. Now we have this coin magnet code here on the 0. What we want to do next is we want to set the power up already spawned to be true. And also power up distance from last to be 0. Okay, now we can copy all this code and paste it under here, like this. And get from the index 1, connect to here, add a reroute, move it to here. Now let's click on this and change this to be the jump boost. So now we have both of our power-ups here. So let's compile and let's save all. Now we want to go to the spawn obstacles and here to the start where we have this. Let's actually move all this a little bit further, like this. So we have lanes blocked, 0, coins already spawned, false. Now let's set the power up already spawned to false. And after that we want to, actually let's move this even further, like a lot. And after that, what we want to do, we want to get the power up distance from last. We want to get it, not set, and then we want to get from it and increment integer. We want to add 1 to it. Okay, like this. So let's compile, let's save all, and now let's go here after we spawn coins after obstacle. What we want to do here next is we want to get our new spawn power-ups and connect it to here. And what I noticed actually is here on the power-up spawn chance, let's open it and let's make this default chance to be something. So let's make it like 5% or something like that. Yeah. So let's copy it to all of these 3, not to the 4th one, like we didn't copy the or add the coins thing either. You don't want to add these to the obstacles that you cannot go through. So now it will have 5% chance of spawning a power up. So let's try it. Let's compile, save, play. I will show you a few more things after this, but let's see. We don't have any power-ups here. Nor here. Okay, let's make the chance a little bit bigger. So let's make it like 50. No, not the log. Yeah, chance. 50. 50. Compile, save, play. Now we should see some power-ups. We don't have any here. We don't have. Sorry about that. Let's try again. So we don't have any here. Why don't we have any of them here? I'm actually pretty sure that we should have some of them spawning. But we don't. Okay, I think we have some little error there. So, I'm so stupid. Our minimum distance was blocking that, so we couldn't get them. So let's set this to 0 so we can see that it works. Okay, now let's run. As you can see, we already have the magnet. We have the magnet again. And also you can see we have some problems with the materials. There is the magnet, and yeah, you can see. And we cannot spawn more than one power up by one basically row. But yeah, as you can see, it is working. And also, now if you want to here, if you want to, for example, after the slide barrier, if you want to always spawn a jump boost, you want to set this to true, this to true, and now you want to check the jump boost index, which is the 1, and you want to set this to be 1. So now compile and save. Now when you see a slide barrier, you will always see the jump boost like here, but you cannot get 2 of them on the same lane. But now you can see we have this here. So yeah, now let's just set the way used back to normal like that, and the percentage, let's make it like 5. Oh, 5 here, 5 here. And with this value, you can set the location of the obstacle. So if you want it to spawn closer to the obstacle or maybe under the obstacle, you can set it to 0 or however you want. But yeah, I actually think that was all for this video. If you like what you saw, please click the like button and subscribe for more. And yeah, hope you have a great day and see you in the next one.